So now let's actually put in some more lines of code here. So now I want to actually implement the evaluate performance method that we actually inherit from this computer class here, as you can see. Okay, so here I just need to type in evaluate performance, and now as you can see we are overriding this method. Okay, public double evaluate performance, and now as you can see the error is gone. Okay, so now inside of this method, as you can see, it says return 0. So just delete this line of code here. And now we want to actually put in our own implementations that is actually specific only to this desktop computer class. Okay, so just so inside of this method here, I can just type in return CPU power multiplied by RAM. Okay, and semicolon. So here I am actually returning the result of this multiplication to the caller of this method. Okay, so because this method actually needs to return a value of type double, here I am actually returning the multiplication, the result of multiplication of these two values. Okay, so remember that we declared these two instance variables, as you can see, double. Okay, the type of these instance variables are double, is double. Okay, and here we are actually returning the result of multiplication of these two values. Okay, let's actually override the toString method that we actually inherit from this computer class. So as you can see here inside of this computer class, we have this toString method. Okay, now I want to actually override this method inside of this desktop computer class. So as you can see here, this is our toString method, and here inside of this method, as you can see, I am saying that return string.format, and inside of these double quotes I am specifying the format of my string value. So this %s is actually for this super.toString here. So this super actually refers to the name of this superclass computer. Okay, and dot toString, and here I am calling this method toString on this super. So it's gonna actually go inside of this superclass, and then it's gonna actually execute this line of code that is inside of this toString method. So it's gonna return a string value. Okay, get name, get screen, and get keyboard. Okay, so here this %s is for this value super.toString. Okay, %n, a new line character, and we have another %s here. This is for CPU power here, as you can see, colon space, and we have a %f here. Okay, so %f is for actually decimal values. Okay, so get CPU power. As you can see, a CPU power instance variable is actually of type double. So we need to actually type in %f, and we have a new line character, and we have a %s here again. So this is for RAM, colon, space, %f. So this %f is for this get RAM here. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. And now let's actually go inside this laptop computer. Okay, and here after the class name here, just type in here extends computer. So here we are actually inheriting all of the features and behaviors that are actually inside of this computer class. Okay, so here again it says class laptop computer must either be declared abstract or implement abstract method evaluate performance in computer. Okay, so now let's actually create some instance variables inside of this laptop computer. So as you can see here, I declared these instance variables here. Okay, private string touchpad. So every laptop actually has a touchpad, private double CPU power, and private double RAM. Okay, so now let's actually create a constructor inside of this laptop computer class. So as you can see here, this is my constructor for this laptop computer class. So the access modifier of my constructor is public. The name of this constructor is a laptop computer. So remember that the name of your constructor must be the same as the name of your class. Okay, laptop computer. And this constructor actually accepts some arguments. Okay, string name, string screen, and string keyboard. Okay, string mouse, double CPU power, double RAM, and string touchpad. Okay, so because we are inheriting all of the features and behaviors that are inside of this computer class, okay, we need to actually initialize the constructor of the superclass. So that's why we actually typed here super, and inside of the parentheses of this super, I just initialized the constructor of the superclass, name, screen, keyboard, and here I am actually instantiating my instance variables, as you can see here. This dot CPU power assignment operator CPU power, okay. This dot RAM assignment operator RAM. This dot touchpad assignment operator touchpad, okay. So now let's actually create some getters and setters for these instance variables. So here inside of this class, just right click here and then click on generate and then getter and setter, and then select all of these instance variables here and then click on OK. So as you can see here, now these setters and getters are actually generated automatically by the Android Studio IDE. Okay, so now let's actually implement the evaluate performance method that we actually inherit from this computer class. Okay, so here inside of this class, I can just put in this method here. So @ override public double evaluate performance, and inside of this method I am just saying that return the result of multiplication of this CPU power and this RAM. Okay, and now let's actually overwrite the toString method, and now let's actually delete this line of code that is inside of this toString method here, and now we can actually put in our own implementations inside of this method. Okay, so inside of this toString method, I'm gonna paste in a line of code here. Okay, so as you can see here, it says return string.format, and inside of the double quotes, I am specifying the format of my string value. So this %s here actually is for this super.toString here. So super refers to the name of the super class. So the super class is computer, and this toString is actually this toString method here. Okay, so it's gonna actually execute this line of code and it's gonna return the string value here. Okay, get name, get screen, and get keyboard. So inside of this laptop computer, as you can see, this %s is for this super.toString here. We have a new line character %n space %s again here. So this %s is for this touchpad, and we have another %s here, and this %s is for this method get touchpad. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. And now let's actually go inside this smartphone computer.java file here. And now after the class name smartphone computer, just type in here extends computer. Okay, and here inside of this class, let's actually declare some instance variables. So as you can see here, the first instance variable is actually private string operating system. The second instance variable is private double CPU power, and the third instance variable is private double RAM. Okay, so now let's actually create a constructor for this smartphone computer class here. So as you can see here, this is my constructor for this class. Okay, and the access modifier of this class is public. The name of this constructor is smartphone computer, and this constructor actually accepts some arguments. Okay, so the first argument, as you can see, is name of type string. The second argument is screen of type string again, and the third argument is actually again a keyboard of type string. Okay, so as you can see, the fourth argument is operating system string, and here the fifth argument is CPU power is actually of type double, and this argument, as you can see, RAM is actually of type double here. Okay, and now because we are actually inheriting all of the features and behaviors that are inside of this computer class, we need to initialize the constructor of the super class. So super name, okay, screen, keyboard. Okay, and here, as you can see, I created two if statements here. So if the value of this CPU power argument, as you can see here, is less than or equal to number 0, then throw new illegal argument exception, the value of the CPU power must be greater than 0. Okay, so if the user of this class mistakenly assign a value that is equal to number 0 or less than the number 0, their application is going to actually crash. Okay, and here I actually created another if statement. If the value of this RAM variable, as you can see here, is less than or equal to number 0, okay, If the value of this argument RAM is less than or equal to number 0, throw new illegal argument exception. The value of the RAM must be greater than number 0, okay? And here I am actually instantiating my instance variables.